Show me Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, let's talk middleweights for a minute. And we had the big fight between Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin, and we got the residue. I've already done one video about it. We're going to do one more about it, and then we're going to leave that one alone because, like I said before, I think neither one of these guys are proven to be the best middleweight. And until they start proving it against other fighters, then like I said, I didn't even watch it live. But it was a good fight, man, really. And there's a lot of good things to say about it, and I have already. But we got 2 points that you hear people saying, and let's address the 2 points. One is Canelo won the fight, right? I disagree with that. 2 is Gennady Golovkin is old. Those are 2 things I disagree with. You want to start with Canelo first? Canelo winning the fight. Same thing as I said in other videos before. It's like this. Canelo, good account of himself. Awesome how he was able to stand in there, right in the pocket, and fight that so-called Mexican style that Gennady Golovkin and the team were trying to tell him that he didn't do in the first fight, even though he was fighting on the back foot in the first fight, on the ropes, but is still handling his business against Gennady Golovkin. This time coming forward, right? But I just don't think that a champion should lose the belts in a close fight. People at ringside had Golovkin in front. My boy Paulie Malignaggi had Golovkin in front. So it's not like people are just missing it. Now, one of the most respected people in boxing to me is Andre Ward. He has Canelo winning that fight. And the reasoning is because Canelo did the Mexican style, stood there in front of him and did Mexican style. And my point is, like I always say, coming forward does not mean you're winning. I must say, watching the fight again, Canelo looked great, man. Even if you get hit with a jab or whatever, get hit with a 2-punch combination, he is definitely coming back to a left hook with a left hook to the body. He's standing there and doing some awesome things. But, we're talking about the title changing hands. If Canelo was the champ, then I would have given Canelo that fight in a close fight. But Golovkin is the champ. He has to get beat up, and that's not good enough. And you combine that with the fact that Canelo has never been on the wrong side of a decision, ever. The first fight, we all thought Golovkin won. Where Canelo gets a draw, right? One judge had stuff ridiculous. Remember the judge in the Lara fight, right? One judge had it ridiculous. I don't know if it gave Lara 1 or 2 rounds. Impossible. You guys saw the Mayweather fight in Canelo, right? Somebody gave that fight a draw. Canelo won a round, maybe. Right? That happened. Canelo had his own weight division. I'm repeating myself, but it is just what people need to know. He didn't fight at 154. He made 155. They let him. 3 or 4 fights. And Austin Trout, open scoring in San Antonio. Right? Trout wins the first 4 rounds, and then after 4 rounds, this is what open scoring. After every 4 rounds, they tell you what you're doing. They tell him after the 4th round, you didn't win 1. You didn't even win 1. So he has to change his tactic. It's about time, for the good of boxing, that Canelo's on the wrong side of a decision. We cannot continue to give him these decisions, right? Because he's not learning. It's like he's not learning. It's going to be like, think about this. When you see somebody's spoiled kid in the supermarket, right, and their kid is spoiled, you blame the kid or you blame, man, y'all spoiling y'all kid, right? We spoiling Canelo. He's not going to know what to do when he's on the wrong side of a decision. He hasn't up until now. That's the point. You don't give him the fight. You give him a draw, but you don't let him win this fight because he didn't beat up Golovkin. Now, was it awesome to see Golovkin on the back seat, on the back foot, somebody pushing him, back, and he has to, move around and things like that? Yes, it was awesome to see. Yes, Canelo showed some courage. And let me tell you something else Canelo showed. Punch resistance. Man, the dude take a punch and come back, okay? So it's not a diss for Canelo or something like that. It's just, listen, champions have to be worth something, right? And, a draw is good enough. And then y'all don't see each other until y'all fight the other guys. So that's my point. I don't think Canelo won the fight. I think he did great, though. I'm not going to, it's the same thing. It's hard to say he did great, but he didn't win, isn't it? But you don't give him that fight. draw tops, right? But you don't give him that fight. And that's my opinion, even after watching it again. And let me make sure I'm sum this up by saying Canelo was still awesome, though, right? And after 24 rounds with Golovkin, Canelo's awesome. But these guys are even. I don't think one is better than the other, right? For different reasons. Now, Gennady Golovkin being old, right? Yeah, the man's getting older, but I'm not going for that either, right? I'm not going for him being older either, right? Now, Gennady Golovkin right now, does he beat Daniel Gill? Yes. Does he beat Martin Murray? Yes. Does he outbox David Lemieux? Yes. Right? All of those things. Does he wear down Kell Brook? Yes. Does he beat Willie Monroe or Dominic Wade now? Yes. There's nothing that's changed. Now, does he have a hard fight against Daniel Jacobs? Yes. Everything basically stays the same. He had a hard fight because everybody he's fighting, his level of competition has risen. That's all that is, right? I looked at Canelo's and Gennady Golovkin's top 5 fights of their career, right? And all the dudes in there, are the same. They had David Lemieux as the top fight of Gennady Golovkin's career. David Lemieux, right? He still outboxed David Lemieux, don't you think? Kell Brook was in there. He'll still get him too. They had Daniel Gill and Martin Murray in there, right? So those are his top fights, the 5 fights of his career. And then they had Daniel Jacobs in there, which he arguably lost. All the same, he'll get the same results right now versus those guys of that level. But are the results just, because he fought Canelo. That's why it looks like, oh, he might be getting a little bit old. No, Canelo is all that in a bag of chips. That's why, right? That's why. So, no, he's not getting old, and no, Canelo didn't win. That is my opinion of what's been going on. These guys are good. Now, I've heard some stuff. I'm about to do a video about it extra. But, ESPN putting Gennady Golovkin in front of Roy Jones Jr. as the best middleweight in the last 25 years. That's blasphemous. It's just absolutely blasphemous, and I'm glad Roy Jones is saying something about it, I guess because HBO is about to close up shop, right? So Roy's about to say something now, and it's good because he's been too quiet. I like Lomachenko being the best fighter people seen, with Roy Jones sitting right next to you. That's impossible to say. There's no way Roy's supposed to choke somebody and say something like that. The stuff that you saw Roy Jones Jr. Guys, Roy Jones Jr. is not in the conversation for the best right now. He's probably the best ever boxer we're talking about. The wow factor is not even close. So Roy had to get him straight. What, Gennady Golovkin in front of me? Look, you had Andre Ward right there, 168, that he didn't go get. Remember, I came up to fight James Toney when James Toney was the middleweight and the baddest dude in boxing. And he made James Toney look pedestrian. Not to mention he comes from junior middleweight to go all the way up to heavyweight to win a title. There's no comparison. There's not even close. It's blasphemous to even say that. So, but those are the things that will be going on. So sometimes you just got to get them right. It is what it is, guys. Golovkin's not getting old. The competition's just better. And you're just going to have to fight these guys. If you fight Charlo, if you fight Jacobs, Derenchenko, Andrade, and Billy Joe Saunders, it's going to look similar. And the same with Canelo. I hope you're not going to call him old. He's only 28, right? Once he fights any of those guys, you will see. It's going to be pretty hard for him to do. Now, Canelo has the skills to hang in there. I've seen some awesome things from him, right? But is he the best middleweight? Is Golovkin the best middleweight? We don't know. So to sum it up, Canelo didn't beat Golovkin in my opinion, and Golovkin is not old. The competition's just better. Doma Sports Talk, worldwide, and I'm about here, y'all.